Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sixth, and with the final season of the Clone Wars finished and the series finale ending with Order 66 in a good old-fashioned Skywalker homicide, I feel that it's time to rank everyone in the Clone Wars from lawful good to chaotic evil. Let's get started. So starting off on the lawful side of the spectrum, we have the clones as lawful good. So I know that by the end of the Clone Wars, they kind of go a bit genocidal and kill most of the Jedi. But we're talking about Clone Wars era clones right now. These guys are genetically engineered for the sole purpose of being the perfect soldiers, not unlike Captain America. Actually, you know what? They're kind of exactly the same thing. I mean, think about it. They're both genetically engineered, super patriotic, and always follow orders to the T. Clones are the Star Wars version of Captain America, and if you're calling Steve Rogers anything but lawful good, then
you're not just wrong, you're stupid.
And now on for neutral good, we have Obi-Wan. So if there's anyone in Star Wars who zigzags between the lines of lawful and chaotic, it's Obi Kenobi. This is the same guy who lectures to Anakin about controlling his emotions in the Jedi way, only to swan dive out a window thousands of feet up in the air about 30 seconds later. Sure, his first instinct is to follow the Jedi code and do things by the book, but if all hell breaks loose, you can definitely count on old Ben to take a page out of his Padawan's book and turn a situation from tits up to, well, most likely a giant ball of explosion and screaming, but he gets the job done, and that's all that counts. And now on for chaotic good, we have Ahsoka Tano. It's really no surprise to see that the Padawan of Anakin ends up on the chaotic side of this list. I mean, she pretty much learned everything she knows about battle strategy and tactics from the most unorthodox Jedi general out there. And while she may always be on the good side of whichever war the galaxy seems to be having at that particular time, you can bet your sweet bantha that this tentacle-haired hentai monster is going to save the day, give or take a couple dozen explosions. And now on to the neutral side of this list. For lawful neutral, we have the Banking Clan. Now, I get that the Banking Clan was made out to be one of the bad guys in the Clone Wars when we learned that they were secretly funding both the Republic and the Separatists. But you really gotta look at this objectively. I mean, at the end of the day, the Banking Clan is really just a huge intergalactic banking business that makes money by loaning it out to people. So financially, it wouldn't really make a lot of sense for them to pick sides during a war where they stand to make a metric shit ton of money from both sides. I mean, who are they to say which side is right and which one is wrong? And now for true neutral, we have Count Dooku. Now, I know that I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this one, especially since the era we're talking about is the Clone Wars, and Dooku is pretty much seen as the main baddie of this time period. And sure, he did some pretty shitty stuff throughout the Clone Wars as leader of the Separatists and Sith apprentice to Lord Sidious. But to be fair, the only reason that he switched sides in the first place is because the Jedi Order became increasingly delusional and extreme in their beliefs as time went on. Possibly even to the point where you could think of them as a cult. But overall, Dooku's not really that bad of a guy. I mean, he's the Sith apprentice to Sidious and the puppet figure leader of the Separatists, which means that not only does he have to obey all of Palpatine's orders, but he also has to appease the Trade Federation and all other Separatist leaders. I think that Master Ki-Adi-Mundi says it best.
I think that Count Dooku was behind it.
He is a political idealist, not a murderer.
And look, I'm not saying that Dooku's a saint or anything, I'm just saying that he's not exactly evil either. And now on for chaotic neutral, we have Anakin. So I know that there's going to be a lot of people who think that he should be exclusively on the good side. I mean, during the Clone Wars, he was basically the Jedi's ex machina whenever they have a suicide mission for him, but he's definitely got some issues too. In Attack of the Clones, we see him slaughter an entire Tusken Raider village because they kidnapped his mother, and of course, we see him fall to the dark side in Revenge of the Sith, where he keeps up his genocidal streak and murders a couple dozen preschoolers along with the rest of the Separatist leaders. And since the Clone Wars takes place between episode 2 and 3, we get to see Anakin's slow decline from hopeful Padawan to the S&M samurai we've all come to know and love. And now on for the evil side of the list. We have Palpatine as lawful evil. It's probably not a huge surprise for anyone to see Palpatine on the evil side of this list. I mean, he orchestrated the entire Clone Wars, which saw the deaths of millions, if not billions, of life forms just to become Emperor of the Galaxy. And during his rule, he not only blew up a bunch of planets, effectively killing billions more, but also enslaved entire alien species and committed genocide every other weekend. Pretty much the only reason why Palpatine doesn't just earn the entire evil column is because somehow the people below him are even more batshit crazy and evil than he is. And now for neutral evil, we have Maul. Now, I gotta be honest, Maul's come a long way from the goth pineapple that got cut in half like a Kit Kat bar in The Phantom Menace. He not only survived the 1,000-foot fall into Naboo's palace dumpster, but also somehow managed to make himself some robotic spider legs and become the cannibal overlord of Trash Planet. Throughout the series, Maul has developed into one of the most significant villains of the Clone Wars. I mean, he became the ruler of Death Watch by killing their leader and being just so goddamn charismatic. He then forced all of the other crime syndicates into submission, invaded Mandalore, and killed Duchess Satine right in front of his nemesis Obi-Wan, all in the span of like a month. And if Palpatine didn't get in his way, Maul probably would have ended up not only ruling all of Mandalore, but possibly becoming as powerful as the Hutts or even the Republic or Separatists. And now on for the big baddie of the series, we have Savage Opress as Chaotic Evil. Now if there's one thing that Savage is known for, it's being a nightmare-fueled rage monster that'll lightsaber bitch slap anyone and everyone who gets in his way. There's no reasoning with this spiky-headed psycho. In fact, the only two people in the entire galaxy who seem to have any sort of semblance of control over him are Maul and Mother Talzin, which is really saying something. If next to you, Maul is seen as the normal one, then you really know that you're a sick son of a Rancor. Savage has no morals, no ethics, and will do anything and everything that his brother or mother tells him to do, which is what makes him so dangerous and also what earns him the rank of Chaotic Evil. And that's the list. Do you guys agree with the alignments, or would you have chosen something a little bit different? Comment down below, and don't forget to smash that like button while you're at it, and why not subscribe and join the Sith ranks also. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.